What's up, guys? Back with another college basketball video, and in this video I'm going to give you 5 reasons why Purdue is a different beast than they were last season. And number 1 is player retention and player improvement. Outside of Brandon Newman, Purdue returns everyone of significance from last season, and there's been some big jumps. Obviously, you look at Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, they are much more poised this season to lead Purdue on a deep run in the NCAA tournament. They're veterans at this point. They have so much experience under their belt. I know they're just sophomores, but they are true vets at this point. And Braden Smith the other night had 16 assists against Northwestern. On the season, he's averaging 7.5 assists. That's up from 4.5 assists per game last season. His points per game this season is up from 9.7 last season to 12.1. His rebounds are up, and his field goal percentage is up from 43% last year to 46%. Lawyer is averaging about the same points per game as he did last season, but he's improved his field goal percentage from 36% last season to 42% this year. And Kaufman Wren, he's in the starting lineup now, and he's a much better player than he was last year. He's in better shape. He's grabbing rebounds at a much higher clip than he did last season in his playing time. And then Mason Gillis is another example where his field goal percentage has gone up significantly, in large part due to his ridiculous three-point percentage, and which leads into my next point is number 2. Purdue has elite three-point shooting around Zach Edey this season. They're averaging 40.2% from three as a team, which is good enough for second in the country. And last season, they averaged 32.2% from three-point land, and that was good for 291st in the country. That's a night and day difference. Last season, a lot of the strategy against Purdue was, hey, let's blitz Zach Edey and hope the shooters miss. And that worked for Farley Dickinson. Unfortunately, it was a Hail Mary. It'll probably work 1 out of 100 times for them, but it worked in that game. But even for a 16 seed to play Purdue and to throw up a Hail Mary, that just wouldn't be a viable strategy this year. They'd have to come up with something else because these shooters will make you pay. It's elite three-point shooting. When Zach Edey draws so much attention, and then he could kick it out to these great shooters. I mean, that's basically a cheat code. I mean, you look at Fletcher Lawyer, his three-point percentage is up almost 11% from last season. Gillis's three-point percentage has gone up from 35.6% to 50% this season. Wren hasn't shot a lot of threes, and he hasn't really shot much lately, but on the season, he's averaging like 0.8 attempts per game. He's shooting over 40% in the threes he has taken. Braden Smith, he's got his three-point percentage up from 37.6 to 42.7. Go to Cam Heide. He's eaten into Morton's minutes a little bit. I know Morton's a good defender, but it's probably best for Morton to play closer to 10 to 15 minutes per game rather than a consistent 25 like he did last season. Because you look at Heide, he's double his field goal percentage, double of Morton's three-point percentage, and then newcomer Miles Colvin, who hasn't been playing much at all lately. He's been warming the bench, but that's a depth piece that's a luxury to have. He's a 40+% three-point shooter. If injuries, God forbid that there's injuries with Purdue, you can plug Colvin into the lineup. So Purdue has just elite level three-point shooting. And that goes into my next point. Number 3, they're playing a faster pace of basketball, but they are more efficient than they were last season. A lot of times, you can sacrifice some efficiency to play faster when you get more shots up. Sometimes those quality shots go down, but no, not with Purdue. Last season, they were 341st in the country in possessions per game, and this season they're up to 106. And this season they're 3rd in the country in offensive efficiency, up from 14 last season. And they're averaging the 7th most points per game in the country at 85.8 points per game. Last season, they averaged 72.7, which was 153rd in the country. This is a different brand of Purdue basketball. This is not your father's Boilermakers. And number 4 is Lance Jones. He brings a confidence that I think rubs off on his teammates. He takes a lot of the pressure off of Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer, but his experience, his physicality, his defense, and his scoring, it's laying the load off his teammates, and it's brought a different dynamic to the table for Purdue. He had 26 points the other night against Northwestern. If you look at his stats from last season at Southern Illinois, mid-major, to this season in the Big Ten, his points, his assists, his rebounds, his steals, it's all very similar, but he's doing it at a more efficient pace. A lot of that is credit to Matt Painter. I mean, Matt Painter is one of the best coaches in the country. You are going to put up high-quality shots under Matt Painter. But every now and then, you see Lance Jones let it fly. But this season, his field goal percentage is at 42. His three-point percentage is at 36. Last season, his field goal percentage was at 36. And his three-point percentage was at 28. And in conference play, he stepped it up even more. He's averaging 15.1 points per game in conference play. And you've seen some guys in recent memory at Purdue that they made the jump up from mid-major or low major to Purdue basketball, and they like Johnny Hill, for example. He's the first one that comes to mind, but you've seen some players struggle, some older veteran players struggle in making that jump at Purdue, but not with Lance Jones. And then the fifth reason, and the obvious reason, is Zach Edey is still Zach Edey. He's the best player, the most dominant player in college basketball. He's going to win National Player of the Year, and he just makes life so much easier for his teammates. He creates so many more open looks with the attention that he draws. And it's just, like I said earlier, it's a cheat code that he can dish it out to elite level shooters now. But yeah, between player retention and improvement, elite three-point shooting, faster play, and more efficient play, Lance Jones, and then Zach Edey, Purdue is primed to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. This is a different look Purdue team. I mean, Purdue was damn good last season. They were regular season Big Ten champs, conference tournament Big Ten champs. They had one bad game that I feel like overshadows what they accomplished on the season. That's kind of the nature of the beast in college basketball. It's you know, if you don't have your best 40 minutes, you know, people will judge your whole season on that. But Purdue was damn good last season. They're even better this season. They are a different beast. And that is all I got for you. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If this is your first video theme, make sure to like and subscribe for more college basketball content, more Big Ten content. See you next time.